Welcome to a brand new episode of the post game. I am your host, Davion, and I'm joined by Oronde
What's up?
and Matt.
What up?
And welcome back to a brand new episode of the Let's Talk NFL series where we talk about every single team in the NFL. Today on this docket, obviously, is the number two overall picks home, Travis Hunter, and the Jacksonville Jaguars. Uh, Travis Hunter, one of the Heisman winner of 2024-2025 season, one of the most
Dynamic?
Dynamic.
dynamic players in college football history, one of the most dynamic players entering the NFL in a very, very long time. One of the most um, interesting, intriguing, dominant players we've seen in a while. Travis Hunter, how do we feel that the Jackson Jaguars moved up in the draft with Cleveland, went to get Travis Hunter? How do we feel that he's going back to Florida? How is he going to perform in the NFL playing both sides of the football?
I think it's going to be awesome that he's going to a team that's going to let him play both sides. We've been saying he'll probably play mostly defense and in offense, probably like I want to say 60-30, which would be the split, 60 being a defensive side because he's a freaking ball hog. Um, I also like that they went and got Jack Kaiser, Notre Dame linebacker, for to shore up their defense a little bit because he's going to be really good on run defense and stopping short throws over the middle. Um, but speaking of Travis, it's going to be the face of not the face of the franchise, but he's going to be head of marketing. Really, they're going to use
But
him a
he
lot
might
for
be the
that.
face of the franchise.
They still they paid Trevor Lawrence too much money to not be the face of the franchise, but Travis is going to bring in the hype. Travis is going to bring in the numbers. They have amongst that their young team. They have a young head coach in Liam Cohen. They have a young offensive coordinator that they poached from the Vikings and Grant Udinsky. Um, and it's going to be interesting to see how they bring up this pretty much team turnover that they have.
Yeah. I was gonna say, I think this Travis Hunter pick is just like a culture change in Jacksonville. And honestly, I think they're the most interesting team in the AFC South this year because you have a whole new GM. He's like one of the youngest GMs in the league. His first big move is to trade up, three spots, get Travis Hunter. You did trade a lot. Um, so you better hope he pans out. I think Travis Hunter is gonna be a really good player in this league. Um, you have a whole new, front office. Everything's new. Head coach, things like that. Um, you still have Trevor Lawrence. People have their opinions on him. I think he's okay. I don't think he's a great quarterback. Um, that'll just be interesting how him and Travis are together. Brian Thomas as well. I think that's an incredible 1-2 punch that they both have now.
And they had
Um,
Diami Brown as a free agent.
De'Ami Brown, who was solid when he was with the Commanders. Um, they didn't really do too much in the free agency. There's not really a lot they can do. They're still a young team. Um, but this is like a tone setter. Like, Jacksonville's coming out saying, "Hey, this is who we want. This is probably going to be the guy that leads our franchise for hopefully the next 5 to 10 years." Um, and hopefully he changes the culture in Jacksonville. Maybe it's something like how Jalen Ramsey did, where they had that monster 2017 defense,
Yeah.
and Blake Bortles was leading the helm.
Jeez.
Shout out Blake.
No.
Hey,
That was a
game
really fun
game. He was a
season.
game away from the Super Bowl. They were
Literally a
close.
game away. Had to go
Um,
through the goat though.
yeah. So I think this is great for Jacksonville, and honestly, Jacksonville fans should be ecstatic right now. I don't think they'll be like incredibly improved,
Um,
but
going from four wins to probably minimum seven, I think it's a big
right,
jump for them.
7, maybe 8 wins is like their high this year, I think.
So here's the thing. I'm thinking about this team and I look at the quarterback play. I look at the new head coach they got Brent coming in, who was the offensive coordinator for
Tampa
offensive
Bay.
coordinator or quarterbacks coach for Baker Mayfield, one of them. But he transformed Baker Mayfield into a top 10 quarterback in the NFL. Can he do the same thing for Trevor Lawrence? I think that's completely up for Trevor Lawrence and him to decide. When I look at that team, when I look at him, when I look at everybody involved, I see youth. I see um, a team who needs discipline, a team who needs to see that they have a shot to compete at a high level. I think you look at last season and the season before. I mean, last season they had the most money they had the most money in free agency last season, didn't they? Or like pretty high up top
They
five.
were second overall before a lot of the
Yeah.
contract moves, but right now they're still sitting at $27 million this year.
Yeah, no, or no, talking about last year. So I think last year they were pretty close to the top because they spent all
Yeah,
that money
I
on.
think
They were third behind no, they were second behind the Patriots.
Yeah,
We had
yeah.
a lot
So
of money
when
too.
I look at that, like they were just there was a lot of frivolous spending last season. Like you had all
Indeed,
this money, and
indeed.
they just were like, "All right, let's go get you," and like didn't really have a plan. Right now I think you see a plan. They go get Travis Hunter, who's a two-sided play type kid. You get that cornerback from Tulane, who was very very good inside of the NFL. You get an offensive lineman to hopefully help protect Trevor Lawrence. You get a center from USC. You get a safety from Navy, who was one of the most well-respected safeties in college football. You get all of these pieces. It starts to look like you know exactly what you want to do. And I think when I look at this team, I look at everybody involved. I think there's a plan now, and I think, like we said, 7 wins, 8 wins is a minimum for this team. Because now you are starting to build on every single season. How do we improve every single season is now the questions that you have to start asking your team with with new GM and with new head coach and with the whole new coaching staff. And now it's time to see exactly what is the end goal. Like we want to really get to the Super Bowl. How do we do that? And so what do you think? I think we've talked about a little bit highs and lows. Like what do we think the highest level that they can reach?
I would like to see the Jaguars make a huge jump because I think that would make the most out of the moves that they've made.
Yeah.
And I also am a Trevor Lawrence enjoyer. So I think it'd be really interesting to see him have a nice big jump and also stay healthy.
Yeah.
Um, I I'm gonna go out on a limb. I'm probably gonna be the only one to say this. 9 wins. I think a 5 game jump out of this team.
And they win and they come second in the conference or the
Second.
division.
yeah, they come second with 9 wins.
I do think that division will be that close though.
It will. I don't. It's a huge jump. That's a
That's a lot of.
huge
Uh,
jump.
I mean, here's the thing. Out of all those teams, you look at the Colts, Jacksonville, and
Tennessee, Houston.
and Tennessee. Not even let's talk about Houston. Let's not even talk about Houston. Colts, Jacksonville, and Tennessee. Out of those three teams, you think they will be Jacksonville will be the biggest team to make the biggest leap?
I think they should. That honestly makes the most sense. That they're more set up for a bigger leap than those other two teams because like uh, like we said, Colts we don't really know.
Hmm.
They're still questionable. Tennessee is also questionable. Yes, they drafted Cam Ward. They are literally like starting from the bottom again.
Yeah.
So, yeah, with Jacksonville, they're still at that bottom tier, but like this is a player who could, you know, easily change your franchise around.
Yeah.
And now, like, obviously, I'm not saying he could be like a Deion Sanders or anything, but he has that prototype build of Deion. But like, if he's able to produce well on either side of the ball, I think they could make a huge jump for sure.
Yeah.
Hopefully, he's better defensively though. Offensively, I don't know like how that's gonna go. I thought they would just use him as more of like a gadget player, but it sounds like they really want to use him on both sides as much as they can. And
Yeah.
um, Trevor Lawrence should be ecstatic right now because him and Brian Thomas is gonna be so fun to watch. And
Hmm.
Brian Thomas having 1,000 yard season without Trevor Lawrence for like half the year almost. I mean, come on now.
Yeah.
Trying to think what else.
I don't know. I mean, this it's still so early in the NFL pre or off season or I guess
Yeah,
pre now.
off season, preseason.
And so like we now don't I just don't I don't know. I just like, especially with this division is hard because they're all kind of mediocre.
Yeah,
Like they're all coming and trying to make a jump. And I think we think about this as well. The AFC is so freaking hard. So hard to
That
that's the
it
thing is
is.
like these teams aren't any of these teams aren't gonna make it past the first round, I
I mean,
think.
look at the
If
AFC North with the
you have the Steelers, you have the Ravens, you have the Browns, you have the Bengals.
yeah, and
Now,
then look at the AFC West.
you have the Chiefs, you have the
Chargers.
Chargers, you have the Broncos, you have the Raiders.
There, I think those are 8 teams who can beat you on any given Sunday.
Yeah. Browns is questionable, Raiders is questionable, but all those
Sure,
other
but I
teams
think
for
they'll still
sure are
be
much better.
competing. Yeah.
Um, yeah, I mean it's just so tough because it's like, yeah, like the AFC is so loaded because it's like you have to go against Patrick Mahomes, Joe
Mhm.
Burrow, Lamar Jackson, Josh Allen. Um, what other QBs? I mean, that's just four right there, and to me, those are the four best QBs in the league.
Yeah.
So it's like that. There's probably I don't know. Unless one of those guys, mainly Mahomes, whenever he's out of the league, that's like the only chance these other teams have. But
Yeah.
um, yeah, I think Jacksonville can make a big jump, and I don't think they will be a playoff contender, but I don't know if 9 wins is too generous. I think like 7 is probably where they're at right now. 3 more wins than they had last year, so
Right.
yeah, that's where I'm
Um,
I
going. 7.
I I still think I want to stick with my 9 to 10 just because I
we,
want
should
to
we should we get the
I want to
first
be
hot
bold.
take of the season written down?
Do you want
Hot
to?
take? I'll
Okay,
take it.
Davion or Oronde, can I pull up their schedule?
Yes,
Yeah.
go ahead.
Hold on. Then you decide.
We haven't written one
Uh,
down yet. This is the first week. Last
so
year, Omega
we
predicted back in March that the Eagles were going to win a Super Bowl.
yeah. All right, write that down. Someone write that down.
What we're right now.
Aronde has
I got it.
the Jaguars getting 9 wins. Okay, so this is the projected Jaguars schedule. The non-division teams they would play Arizona,
Okay.
Cincinnati. They would play Cincinnati,
Okay.
Denver.
All
Hold on,
right.
start over. Sorry, I wasn't focused.
So they play Arizona,
Uh-huh.
Yeah, Cardinals, Bengals,
Broncos,
Broncos.
Lost.
Kansas City,
Okay.
2-2,
Chargers,
2-3,
Rams,
3-3. I'll give you that one.
Seahawks.
Ooh,
Ooh, it's a tough game, but I
I'll
think
go 3-4.
I'm kind of toss up on that. I go 4-3 there.
Jets,
That's winnable.
That's a
5.
win. 4-4.
Carolina.
Winnable 6.
I'm going lost there.
I'm going lost. I think Carolina's a better team
Four
than
and
the
five. Is
Jaguars. I think
I'm going.
Carolina's a better team right
I
now.
think they can win that.
that it?
So
That's fair. No, no, no. Raiders.
Hold on, let me think.
the Raiders.
I'll give them 5-5.
So wait,
That's
wait, wait, wait. Carolina's questionable, but the Raiders are a guarantee.
No, I said Carolina for sure.
Okay, but Oronde is just thinking
Oronde,
differently.
hey, that ain't
You
me.
are you a Raiders fan or something?
no.
Like
My brother is, so I know a lot about the Raiders. But I
Are
think
you a Raiders fan or something?
I don't think the Raiders will be that good.
no, I don't think so either. Then the last one would be the Niners.
They can beat the Niners.
So we're gonna say six and
That's
five
so
before
on
conference,
Davion's count, that'd
and
be
then if
6. On
they
my count, that'd be 8
Six?
wins.
No, they're not getting 8. They're losing to okay. These are the guarantees I think they lose
hold
to.
on, wait. So right now, by our account, by my account, they're 6-5 after what I just heard,
Right.
and plus the division games. Well, let's say they
But
split all of those. That's 9.
no, they're not getting 9. I think they lose to the Bengals, Broncos.
I agree with
Kansas
those
City,
two. I agree with
Kansas
that.
City. I think they lose to the Rams. I
I
think
think they
they
can
lose
beat the
to
Rams.
no, they no,
Keep
no,
going.
no, no, no. The
Continue.
they lose to the Chargers,
Yeah, five.
Seahawks.
Beat the Seahawks.
I don't know if it's a beat, but I think it's coming.
Seahawks got a
That's
lot
they're gonna put
better,
up a
honestly.
fight. They're gonna put up a fight.
I don't know.
Keep going.
Jets, they can win.
Yes.
I'll say this: Carolina is a toss-up for sure. They could definitely win that for sure.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
get that a toss up as well.
Niners,
Beat the Niners.
no,
We've been saying the Niners stink. You gotta stick to the agenda here.
but they're not. But they're not worse than the Jaguars,
They
though.
don't have to be worse than the Jaguars.
They might be.
I think they have 8 losses right there, 8 or 9.
Either way,
That's
that's still
that's
close to my 9 call out
yeah. I
regardless.
said 7. I said 7.
And I'll take the 2 wins.
Is there a line already set for this one?
I
There
can look it up
definitely
real
is.
quick
Yeah.
because I had to.
What's their money line at?
How many games they got next year? Maybe the season long bets is what I need to look at.
So I'm going to MGM first. BetMGM has the Jaguars line at 7.5 wins.
Really?
Yep.
Wow.
So the division is Texans 9.5, Colts and Jags 7.5, and Tennessee Titans 5.5. At minus 120, by the way.
Wow. Okay. Then I was kind of right. 7 wins, 7 or 8. Okay.
I'd take the over on that.
And low key, I won't say it's a steal because
I
it's a
can't do
big
it.
stretch. The Jacksonville Jaguars have odds to win the AFC South at plus 270.
That ain't enough.
No.
Yeah, that's not enough.
That's not enough for me.
The only reason I don't think Jacksonville wins the division or gets 9, 10 wins is their O line is not good. Trevor Lawrence is still questionable. Their
Whoa.
defense is fine.
Their defense is fine. They bring back Josh Allen. They still have Trayvon Walker. Their secondary is the
Travis
one that
Hunter,
concerns me.
yeah, but if Travis
But
Hunter
now they
can
have Travis.
perform,
Yeah.
yeah, then okay. But that's kind of it.
Oh, and I forgot about Emmanuel Ogba.
Uh, eh.
He
So
still had a forced fumble and an interception last year.
okay. So then are we saying so what are the questionable wins? Carolina, Raiders,
Carolina, Raiders, Seahawks,
Seattle.
and the Niners. Or at least
so
to you, the
4.
Niners. The 4
Okay.
questionables.
Yeah. Okay. And then the rest are losses or wins. Okay.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Chat, I'm probably gonna get crucified for this, but this is my first hot take of the
Wait,
year.
wait. But what about Arizona then?
Uh-oh.
What did I say for Arizona?
Loss? I heard loss.
If I did, then I'll stick with that.
Okay. All right. What's your hot take then, Oronde?
That's it.
You've already said it. That's it. That's your hot take.
9 wins, number 2 in the division, Jacksonville Jaguars.
Okay. All right. I'm not betting you on that. I'm not.
I might have to put a FanDuel futures bet on this.
Good. I mean, just put a little 5 on it.
Put a dollar, put $5 on it, something fun.
Anyway. Well, hey, Duval, I guess. Appreciate y'all for
Duval.
listening. If you made it this far, Oronde with 9.5 or 9 wins is what we are going to start the season off with this year. Excuse me. I have been your host, Davion. This has been Oronde and Matt. This has been a post game. Peace.
Peace.
Peace.